All right, what's up, vlog? Mike here, COE of New Scooters for Less. I've got Dante, Ninja. He's our driver.
What's up, guys?
He's a do-everything kind of guy around here, and today we're going to show you how to strap down a truck. Now, there's a couple steps that are involved in making sure that you keep that scooter secure in your truck, whether you're loading it in the back of a truck, on a trailer, or anything like that. Some physics to kind of consider, and so we're going to walk you through those processes today. Alright, so over the years we've seen a lot of right ways to load scooters and a lot of bad ways to load scooters. So I'm going to ask Dante, what is the worst one you've ever seen?
I think the worst scooter loading thing I've ever seen is somebody brought their scooter in the back of their SUV on its side, filled the airbox up with fuel, definitely wouldn't start when it got here because of that.
So we definitely don't want you to do that. We want you to do it the right way so we can make sure your scooter stays in good condition, that you don't get any breakage anywhere, and that the scooter stays running and doesn't spill gas all over in your car. So we're going to show you the right way to do this in a trailer, and then show you how to do it in truck just in case you don't have one. And we'll talk about everything from the physics of it, the tie-down points, and everything. Make sure that it's secure so you don't have any kind of issues whenever you're transporting your scooter. Alright, so depending on the size of the vehicle you're looking to load, you might have some different tips and tricks, a different orientation of how you need to load it to make sure it stays secure. Today we're going to use about a 225-pound scooter. It's most of what we do here at our business, and we'll show you how to load that. But whether you have a motorcycle or a heavier scooter, there might be some tricks along the way and things that are important to consider. But we're going to take this scooter right here and load it up on the trailer and show you how it's done.
Our trailer, we can fit about 9 scooters sideways, so we load them sideways to try and maximize space. Basically, I'd pull it in sideways and get this front wheel as close as I can to this side here. We're going to use this rail instead of a wheel chock, basically, so we're going to end up with that front wheel right against this rail. We use 2 front straps. They're going to go right to the handlebars so that we can pull the front end of the scooter toward the front against this chock. So whenever I'm strapping down a scooter, I always put those straps right here on the handlebars, on the grips themselves. You don't want to strap here, say hook around the mirror or something, or around these buttons, because you don't want to damage them. If you put too much tension forward on the mirror, it's going to break this whole switch assembly and rotate it forward. You don't want that to happen. Same thing if you put the straps right around these, you could break one of the buttons or one of the switches. Don't really want to do that either. Brake levers, bad idea. You can probably break them off with the strap, something like that. So make sure you're going around the handlebars here, where it's a nice solid piece of steel you're going around. So what I do, since we use standard hook straps, is feed it through itself, feed the strap through the loop here, so that I can create this webbing loop to go around the handlebar. So I'll put one of those on each side and kind of pull it tight. Our straps are pull straps, so there's no ratcheting. And that will help me out in just a second, because I'm doing a lot of this loading by myself. Get the other strap situated here on the other handlebar. Same thing, just loop that strap through the loop of the hook so that we can go around the handlebars here. They do make straps specifically for this, but this is a pretty common thing to do because the hook straps are so common. So basically, we'll push that front wheel right against the edge to use it as a chock. Because I'm using pull straps, I can cinch them both down tight in both hands. Oops, once I have my hands on the straps. And then literally just pull forward until that tire is pressed against the edge. And now, the scooter literally can't go anywhere. Even if I take it off of the stand, the physics of those 2 straps are going to hold the scooter in place. I wouldn't leave it like that to go down the street, obviously. You would want some extra support so that it doesn't flop around. I recommend leaving the center stand down. On a small scooter like this, it's going to make it more stable when it's strapped down and help you do it easier by yourself. If you don't have an extra person, sometimes it can be kind of a pain to do things without a stand. For the rear here, very easy on our setup to just feed the strap through the rear rack. Really, there are several different ways you could do that, but as long as it's going through one central point and then coming back to your edge. Essentially, those front 2 straps have pulled the scooter forward and tried to pull the handlebars apart, so to speak, so that you have 2 points of contact already holding it in place. This strap back here is creating 2 more points of contact, so it's like you have a giant X and the scooter can't go anywhere. So even if you try to flop it around, you can't move. That's pretty much the gist.
All right, so Dante, I noticed you loaded the scooter at the very front of the trailer. Why at the front instead of the back?
Right, so we always load scooters toward the front of the trailer to put the weight toward the front. Anytime you're loading a trailer, essentially you want to start with putting weight toward the front of the trailer on the tongue. So that's putting that weight toward the rear of the vehicle that you're towing with. If you start putting weight at the very back end of your trailer first, you're actually creating some lift on the rear end of your towing vehicle, and that can cause some serious wobble if you're going down the highway, so that's something you want to avoid.
All right, so my next question is, I've seen people that bring bungee cords, ratchet straps, pull straps. What do you prefer, and what circumstance is best for the vehicle that you're loading?
Yeah, so I would avoid things like bungee straps and ropes and stuff like that if you can, unless you're really good at tying knots with rope or something. But essentially, your 2 main options are going to be ratchet straps and pull straps, where you just pull through and they hold by friction. I prefer the pull straps for our application. They're really fast to use, especially on those front handlebars. I'm able to strap things down by myself very quickly. Ratchet straps are really nice if you have a bigger scooter or a motorcycle or something like that, especially for the rear. You might be able to get the front pulled down with pull straps, but then to really get some tension on the rear, it's going to be helpful to have that ratchet strap and be able to make sure it's tightened down tight.
All right, so Dante showed you how to get it into the back of a trailer. What we're going to do now is get the scooter off the trailer. We're going to show you how to do it a couple different ways inside a pickup truck. All right, so I know we talked a little bit about the type of straps to use. The ones we sell here at the dealership are made by a company called Vortex. They retail for about $39.99, which seems a little expensive, but one thing I can tell you from experience is invest in a good pair of straps, because there are some that we've used for many, many years and they haven't broken down on us, and there's some that I purchased. They're a lot cheaper from different stores, and they either break or you might get one use out of them and then they're done. So invest in a good product like this one. Again, you can buy these at $39.99 at our dealership, and they're going to last you a long time for all your transporting needs.
Alright, so this is the ramp we use here at our shop. It's just a standard tri-fold ramp, basically. Regardless of which kind of ramp you use, you want to make sure you attach it securely to your truck before you ever start loading your scooter. Most of them just have some sort of chain closure. Regardless, just make sure it's attached to the truck and don't start loading without it. Alright, so we're going to load this scooter into the back of the truck over there. It is a smaller, pretty light scooter, so you can kind of get away with doing it with one person, but if you have a second person, it can be really helpful to have them on the other side of the scooter from you, kind of keeping its balance and spotting you to make sure it doesn't fall. That worked. Alright. So as I push this scooter up there, I'm going to give it a whole lot of momentum, and then if I can't push it all the way into the truck at the top, I'm going to hold the brake and give it a second go. So about there, I kind of lost momentum. Squeeze the brake so that I can take a couple more steps on this ladder-esque ramp and walk up it farther. So I'll let go of the brake, push the scooter up farther. Again, can be done with one person. If you have a second person around, it's a good idea to have them spotting from the other side of the scooter. Once I have it up here, I'm just going to put it on the center stand so that I can leave it there and not have to hold the whole weight of it while I'm strapping it down. Okay, so once you have your scooter unstrapped and you're unloading it, it's really easy to do it with one person just by backing it up, holding a brake with one hand, and then letting it roll slowly down your ramp. And that way, you can walk yourself down while you're walking your scooter down with the brake engaged. So this is kind of a good example right now. When you're bringing your scooter up your ramp or back down your ramp, there's a chance that if the angle is too steep, the bottom of your scooter can kind of rub or catch. So to alleviate that, you can kind of park your vehicle on a hill, the back end lower than the front, and that'll make your ramp straighter, more in line with the bed. less likely to snag. Go a whole lot easier for you.
All right, so now a lot of times you don't necessarily have a ramp that you can roll up into the truck. So what we're gonna do now is show you how to do it kind of by yourself. Definitely easier to do with with another person. So we kind of do this in piecemeal. What we do is we're gonna lift the front of the scooter up into the back of the truck first. And then once it's kind of stable, you'll have one person stay with the scooter to kind of keep it from falling over. Have another person hop up into the back of the truck. That person's primary goal, once you get the rest of the scooter in, is going to be to keep the steering column straight so it doesn't start turning one side or the other. After that, I'll go to the back and lift up the truck, and then we'll just roll it through.
All right. So strapping down scooter and pickup truck is a lot like we strap down our scooters on our trailer. Basically, I'm going to take these regular hook straps and feed the strap through this metal hook so that I can create a loop to go around the handlebars here. And I'm going to get that set up on both handlebars so that I can pull the front of the scooter against the front of the bed of the truck and use that as a chock block, since we don't have or use an actual chock. Now, if you do have an actual chock, that's awesome. It's nice to be able to keep the front wheel from sliding around. But essentially, once the straps are in place, they're doing the same thing. The physics are still there. The scooter can't go anywhere. Now again, we have pull straps on the front, which is really convenient for me to be able to just pull down like so and have that scooter secure and against the front. Just like on the trailer, if I pull the center stand out from under the scooter right now, it still can't go anywhere because that front wheel has been pulled against the front of the bed here. I will go ahead and leave it on that stand just for added stability and for ease of use when I go to unstrap it, then I don't have to worry about having an extra person or putting it back on the stand then. I'm going to feed this extra strap here through the rear. I happen to have a short extension over here just so this strap is long enough. If not, you can always use two and just bring one strap to each corner. Cinch it down pretty snug, and then this scooter cannot go absolutely anywhere. That's that.
So we have the benefit of having a long bed Tundra. The reason that's a benefit is because we can fit the whole scooter in and have the tailgate closed. Oftentimes that's not the case. You have a short bed. So Dante, what are some tips if you have a short bed truck?
Well, if you have a short bed truck and you're not able to close the tailgate back here behind the rear wheel, you would still strap the front down the same, but you could then swing the rear end over so you have a little bit less space taken up and it's a little bit closer to the front. Likewise, if that's still not enough room, you can offset the front. Bring the front over to one side, but still maintain your 4 points of contact with the two handlebars, starting with those two. You'll just end up with one really long strap and one really short strap to make sure that front's strapped down before you swing the rear over and attach it down too.
So the process in getting it off the truck is going to be the same as we just showed you to get it in, except in reverse. How it's going to go is we'll start backing it off, and I'll make sure that the back hits the ground. But you're not going to do this, you're not going to get it off at once. You're going to do it piecemeal. So once we get the back on, we'll get Dante down from the truck, and we'll kind of just swing the front end around until it's on the ground and safe. Just like that. So we showed you a couple different ways to strap down a scooter. I will say, invest in a pair of straps is going to be much better off in the long term than replacing plastics or anything like that you may have to do if you don't have a pair of straps. We do often see sometimes people have scooters just leaning on the truck. That's not great if you care about the presentation of your scooter, but also like a lot of times gas and oil and stuff will leak out and it just causes a mess, and then now you're troubleshooting a lot of problems that maybe is the reason you brought it in, or maybe they were happening because of the transport. So investing in a good pair of straps is super important for being able to transport it safely and without having any other issues. Dante, do you have any other tips for the vlog?
I think that's pretty much the gist. Definitely don't lay your scooter on its side when you go to transport it, and definitely make sure that it's secure and not gonna, flop around when you're driving down the road. If you stick to our methods, you'll be good to go.
Great, so thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned something, and we'll catch you next time.